So when we start looking at classifying our fibers, we need to start with the end in mind, which means that we need to know what kind of colors we want to achieve. And this is a sampler of my little box in my full felted box in my studio, which I showed you. And I've got a designated box, and here is where all my little swatches go. And for example, here I've got, this is cotton yarn, logwood, and this is a different intensity of logwood on wool, merino wool actually. This is cochineal, this is madder and turmeric, this is eucalyptus modified, this is Dyer's camomiles, this is madder modified as well. So I've got, this is actually silk yarn, and this is on a very light logwood sort of dye intensity. So this is what I'm looking at achieving, right? These kind of bright and beautiful colors. So in order to do that, we need to classify our fibers as we discussed before. So this is a sampler that I've been working on. It will end up, I think it will end up being, if you have following me on social, in Instagram in particular, you would have seen this little sampler blanket develop little by little. So I'm showing you this here now because all of these little, swatches of colors, they all come from this type of merino wool. So it's a very economical, very cheap merino New Zealand wool that I can get here, and this is the one that I take to all my live workshops. It's great to learn how to naturally dye using this kind of inexpensive yarn, because you can make mistakes on, you can just try different things and it doesn't matter. You're not dealing with a very expensive yarn. So for me to be able to create these colors, I need to start with 100% natural wool. So let's now go through a burn test, because I want to show you how you can very easily decide whether your yarn is 100% natural or not. So I've got two yarns here, and I am now going to show you what happens when you do a burn test on 100% natural yarn, and what happens when you do it with an acrylic yarn. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so let's just quickly do a burn test so that it becomes really easy for you to quickly classify which yarn you should be using for natural dyeing. So let's start with the one that we know it's 100% wool, and I'll show you how it reacts. Okay, so here we go. So as you can see, it catches the flame quite easily. I put it off. Let's just go in a little bit more. So as you can see, there is a lot of ash that has been formed in there, and it took the flame quite quickly. But the thing is, and there is a very strong odor as well. But when I touch it, see, the ash sort of disintegrates and the fiber just disappears. So that's your sign that you're dealing with 100% natural fiber. So in contrast, let me show you what happens when you burn a 100% acrylic fiber. Okay, let's have a look. See how it retracts? It doesn't catch on fire. So it's sort of like, there's another very sort of chemical type of odor. And see how it's sort of like, it took a while to catch fire, but it was sort of like reducing in size and retracting. And now when I touch it, I'm just waiting so I don't burn my fingers, but when I go to touch it, it will be like a hard plastic bead, and it's not going to disintegrate or anything. See, it's like it's hard, it's hot, and see, it's sort of like, and it's stopping the edges from fraying as well. So it seems as though it has sealed it, it has melted away, and see, it's like, yeah, it's like a hard bead. So two very different reactions, the synthetic and the natural fiber. Okay, so what happens with a wool blanket? I've got this wool blanket and I think it's a wool blanket. I actually don't I know it because it says here pure New Zealand wool. But if I was not sure, and if, you know, for whatever reason this was not here, then we can again easily do a burn test. And I keep getting these blankets. I love getting these blankets from the thrift shops because then they're just amazing to naturally dye. But let's just see what happens. I want to show you. Okay, see, so we're getting the same effect here. You can see it, and now when I touch it, this will hopefully disappear. See that all the ash disappears. It just breaks away. It kind of like, yeah, the word I guess in English would be it totally disintegrates. So perfect example of how a 100% wool fabric should react. Let's have a look what happens with silk. So silk is one of those tricky fibers because there's so many amazing polyesters and mixtures of synthetic fibers right now in the market that it's really easy to be discerning when you're buying, unless you're buying from, you know, a trustworthy shop that they can give you the exact composition. If you are upcycling already made clothes, then it's easier because you have the composition label. But let's see, for example, in this case, I was sold this as being 100% silk, and truly it does feel like silk. And you know, I've been in the fashion industry for 30 years, so I do know I do know how silk feels and how synthetic fibers feel. But I could, you know, we did a burn test in the store because I started asking questions and the lady got a little bit doubtful. So we were able to tell that this was not silk, but we were both quite puzzled by the results. So I just want to show you this because this one is 100% silk, and you could be fooled by thinking that this was 100% rayon, but or even like a synthetic fiber. But anyway, let me show you how this reacts. So I'm just going to cut a little strip and show you, and I've already got a little strip here of the one that we know is synthetic. So let's see what happens with the silk. Okay, as you could see, it was like going up in flames quite quickly. So do be careful when you do these. Make sure that you've got water around you and that there's no children around you either. When I touch it, this is going to disappear as well. There you go, see? So again, a telltale sign that this is 100% natural silk. There's absolutely no beading, no plastic in here. No, there's no little beads happening. There's no hard edges, hard borders, or anything like that. Let's see what happens when I burn that one. See how the fabric starts retracting and there's no flame. See? Okay, so when I touch this, I'm anticipating it will be like hard to the touch, and it would have created this hard edge here, which it's not going to allow me to put it back into shape. And yeah, see, that's what's happening. So I need to break this for this to be flat again, because this is like a really hard edge. Even when I do that, it's not wanting to go back to its natural place as before, because we have melted the fibers in there and they are melted forever. Okay, there's no movement in there. So this is a very easy way. Here you go. Let me just, yeah, there. This is a very clear example of how, that's 100% natural and this is synthetic. So the synthetic will change in shape. It will give you a hard border and a very plasticky feel. The natural one, in this case silk, it will catch the flame, and then it will create that ash sort of border here, and then it will disintegrate to the touch. And lastly, I wanted to show you cotton, 100% cotton. So cotton will react very similarly to the silk and the wool in in the sense that it will catch the flame and it will disintegrate. See, it's catching a big flame there. And now when I touch it, let's leave that to stop burning for a minute. See, it wants to carry on burning. If I touch it like that, see, it's totally disintegrating. It's pulling away. Can you see that? So that's your sign that you have 100% natural cotton on your hands. And if there was a situation in which you have like a cotton wool or cotton silk fabric or yarn, that's totally fine because it's natural. The problem is when you have, see, that's a very good example of how natural fiber burns. The problem is when you have like a silk polyester or a cotton polyester, because it will take the color, the natural color, but it's not going to be as intense as if it was, completely 100% natural.